Hello there. I am Paolo. In this multimedia presentation I will be sharing my learnings from all the topic that was taught or discussed in the midterm. I will just summarize, share the importance of the discussion and my realization. Now let us run toward that blue button and click it to begin. Please prepare yourself and listen carefully.
Hi. Nice to meet you, Paolo. How are you today? And what are the topic you are going to discuss today?
Hi. Nice to meet you too. I am fine. And I am doing great. Well, the topic that I am going to discuss are the overview of information and communication technology, history of computers, history of the internet, telecommunication and networks, graphic and multimedia, and the last is the application of graphic and multimedia.
Wow. Those are nice and helpful topic. I am excited to be reminded again about those topics. So, please, start discussing it. And I am really excited.
Really? Good to hear your excitement. And I am excited too. Now, let us begin with the overview of information and communication technology. Now, do you have any idea about information and communication technology? If you don't have, then I will give the meaning. The term ICT is generally accepted to mean all technologies that allow people and organizations to interact in the digital world. ICT is used to create or distribute, store, manage information and communication. Therefore, it is anything you are using now to interact with the digital world.
Hey, Paolo. Can you tell us the components of information and communication technology?
Oh, I don't know you were there. Ben, these are the components of information and communication technology. One of the components is software. It is program that enables the hardware to function. We have hardware, the tangible component. The others are communication, digital transactions, the internet, and cloud computing.
You summarize it great. Now, can you tell us what is the importance and your realization about information and communication?
Thanks, Ben. The importance is, it makes our lives comfortable, and it really helps us on our daily tasks. Activities are done in an efficient and effective manner.
Yeah, that is true, and it makes sense to all of us living in this era.
Definitely, Ben, and my realization on this topic is that now that we are living in an era where long-distance interaction is possible, ICT really is always our partners in our lives. ICT makes our world become smaller and smaller.
Wow, indeed, Paolo, information and communication technology is such a powerful and amazing. Paolo, can you still remember what was the computer before? I mean, I know there is a great technology revolution. So can you tell us a little bit on the history of computer?
Yeah, ICT is always great, and I wish there was a time machine so that we could see, and even use the computer before. But still I can tell something about the history of computers. During the pre-mechanical age, 3000 BC to 1450 AD, people used the writing method to record. Devices built are for recording purposes. A device that automates calculation is yet to be invented, and humans just started using language too. Then we have the mechanical age, 1450 to 1840. The first age that bridge our current age to our ancestors. Use of machinery and tools are booming. New technologies were developed in this era due to an explosion of interest in computation and information. The term computer is first used. It is to describe people who work with a number. After that we have electromechanical age, 1840 to 1940. The discovery of ways to harness electricity was the key advance made during this period. Knowledge and information could now be converted into electrical impulses. Then last is the electronic age, 1940, present. The evolution of information technology and the development of computers have been grouped into 5 different stages or generations. The first generation, roughly from 1940 to 1956, the first generation of computers used thousands of vacuum tubes. The second generation, roughly from 1956 to 1963, it was later replaced with a transistor during the second generation that made the size of the computer reduced. The third generation, roughly from 1964 to 1971, integrated circuits were developed in the third generation. The fourth generation, roughly from 1971 present, it was during the fourth generation when microprocessors were introduced. It's a single silicon chip that is built with thousands of integrated circuits. The fifth generation, present to future, fifth generation is based on artificial intelligence, AI, and continually still on development.
Wow. That was great revolution. Based on the events and the great transformation. Can you tell us about the importance and your realization of the history of computers?
Yeah, the importance of this is that, it is really important to acknowledge the people and give them some credit for the revolution and advancement that helps us where we are now, in terms of computer technology. I realize that the main role of a computer is just to compute instruction. Accepts the input process then produces expected results.
Yeah, I agree with you. However, since we have limited time talking, can you just tell us the remaining topic?
Of course. Now let us continue with the history of the Internet, telecommunication and networks, graphic and multimedia, and the last is the application of graphics and multimedia. 1989, Tim Berners-Lee of the European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN, wrote a proposal for establishing a global hypertext system with the suggested name of MASH. Sir Tim Berners-Lee invented the World Wide Web in 1989. From the invention of the World Wide Web, telecommunication and networks were established. Network means interconnected devices that communicate with each other. Network allows devices share information. Part of the telecommunication and network is middleware. Middleware is any programming that serves to glue together two separate programs. Now, we also have types of nets. To name, we have Internet, Intranet, and Extranet. Internet is a worldwide collection of interconnected networks. Intranet is a network inside an organization. And Extranet is a network links that use Internet technologies. We also have telecommunications media. The examples are twisted pair wire, coaxial cable and fiber optic cable. In order for us to establish an interconnection, we need an internetwork preprocessor. Examples are hubs, network switches and routers. Now we need a layout for our network, and that is network topologies. Examples are bus, ring and star topologies. The importance is that this gives us the fundamental knowledge on what is going on about the communication that we always do. I realize that we really need them to establish reliable and secure connections. And now we are on the last topic, and that is multimedia. By definition, multimedia is using more than one medium of expression or communication. Elements of multimedia. First elements is video is the technology of capturing, recording, processing, transmitting, and reconstructing moving pictures. The second element is animation, the illusion of motion created by the consecutive display of images of static elements. Third is text. And the last elements are graphics and audio. The importance is, multimedia plays a great role in sharing information and conveying ideas. I realize that multimedia is such great technology for presentation and sharing information.